Hey, sports fans, it's Mo Carter. Every high school football team in the Tennessee Valley has a goal of hoisting up a blue map at this year's Super 7 in Birmingham. And in order to get there, you have to do work in the off-season. This summer, the Fox 54 sports team chatted with a number of squads about their upcoming season. And you can check out some of your favorite teams right now on another edition of the First Down Friday Night Preview Series.
Having us brought our team captains today. We're missing one. We've got 6 captains for this year. The one we're missing is Kason McElrath. He was unable to come this morning. Braden Hughes, Pooney Head, Luther Wright, Titan Blevins, Ben Johnson, and Jackson Mann. Really proud of this group of guys, and it means a lot to be captains. It always has to me. We use these guys in many different ways, not just leading the team, but cleaning the field house and helping with mowing, and they do a lot of work just to earn captainship. But it means a lot to me for these guys to at least be put in this position.
Coach, first question, I guess, from me, and then we'll let the media guys. Let's get the microphone. If you've got questions, Dave is going to handle the microphone for us, so just raise your hand and he'll get it to you. Coach, coming out of summer workouts, you're headed into preseason practice. You may have already practiced this morning for all I know, but starting in the next week or so, what would you say would be maybe the strengths of this year's Valley Head Tiger team?
I'm gonna start off by saying the strength's gonna be our speed and our skill guys. Probably got as much skill as we've had since I've been back to Valley Head as a whole. So that would definitely be a strength. The kids are pretty fast. We're not real big, so that's going to change a few things we do. But as far as a team strength for us would be the caliber of skill position players we have and our speed.
Well, Coach, I want to ask you this for sure. You know, last couple of seasons you've had a lot of seniors back-to-back, but you've been able to maintain that competitive edge. And I know a lot of that's in the weight room. But this year you're not as strong up front as you've been in the past. And you talk about those skill people, so that tells me that you are probably going to have to try to get some of these guys the ball in space. What are some of the ways you're going to do that?
Well, we can't line up 2 tight end, 3 back, and attempt to bully people. You know, I've always enjoyed doing that and managing the clock, managing the game, and kind of taking over in the third quarter, at least having a chance to. We're not going to be able to do that this year. So there's years that come as a ball coach that you've got to adapt and do stuff that you're really not comfortable with doing or something that you don't do a lot of. So we're going to have to spread the ball out a little more and get kids in space. We're just not going to be able to line up 2 tight end and run right at folks. We're not big enough up front. I think right now we have 1 player over 200 pounds maybe. So we're having to utilize some skilled kids up front and move them around. We've got kids playing up front for us that really had never played offensive line, but they move well, and they're long and they're a little taller, so we're having to do some things to give ourselves a chance to have a winning season, be back in the playoffs, and that's our goal.
Coach, bouncing off what Phil says, how many returning starters, may not be starting in the same places that they were last year, how many returning starters are coming back for the team this year?
Returning starters, there's probably, I couldn't tell you to be exactly, I'm going to say 4 to 5. You know, now all our kids got playing time, whether it be special teams or late in the game, or we tried to play a lot of kids the last few years, and that's helped us. But as far as returning starters, true starters, I'm going to say 4 or 5.
This for the players. I think, Coach, if I'm not mistaken, Valley Head's made the playoffs 6 straight years, 2 under Vincent and 4 under you. I want to ask the players this. What do you think? And that's a great run for a 1A school. I mean, I don't think it's ever happened at Valley Head. What do you think are some of the secrets behind you guys being able to be a perennial playoff team? Does it start in the weight room? And each one of you can answer if you want to.
It's the weight room, just believing in what you're taught to do with it. Well, I think it has to do with Coach following what he says, and he's led us in the right direction. He's yet to lead us wrong, and I'll stand by him.
I think just working out every day, trying your hardest at practice. I feel like I trust in what coach has for us to do, and I'm gonna continue to do it.
I think with us having buying in and everything helps us, and the weight room helps us a lot. So
I feel like staying in the weight room and doing what coach tells us to do helps us out a lot.
This is also for the players. Guys, I know you're team leaders because Coach has brought you here today to represent the school at Media Day. So we're talking about you've got some guys have got to step up, maybe take more responsibility on this year's football team. Could you talk about some of those young guys, maybe one guy for each of you that maybe you've seen that has stepped up this summer and is going to be able to help the football team this year?
There is some kids on the team that has stepped up, and I have realized.
That 10th grade class has got some really good athletes in it. Nick Gafford, John Cooper, Ethan Blevins are all really good athletes. It'll help us a lot this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something about Ethan Blevins again. He's my little brother, but he's been working hard in the weight room. He's made a lot of gains. He's definitely stepped up, definitely grown up a little.
I will say that two of them that has stepped up are sitting with us right here. It's Jackson and Totten. They're a younger class, and they have stepped up and took in positions that other people might not have.
We'll talk about Ethan Blevins and Nick Gafford. They stepped up really good, and they're in the 10th grade class, and they're going to help us out a lot.
Coach, two questions for you. I'll ask the first and let you answer because they're relatively different. But first, as you prepare for fall camp and you're getting ready for the season, of course, what are some things, if anything specifically, you're looking for that you need to see out of your guys as you prepare for Cedar Bluff in the start of the season?
You know, as coaches, it's really tough to coach effort, really tough to coach want to and desire. You know, that's going to come from within the kids. We can do a lot of things as coaches as far as guiding and put a work ethic in one and making them toe the line. But, you know, at some point in time, they have to show that they're really enjoying doing what they're doing. And, you know, that's the first thing I look for is body language, daily body language from players. You know, are we happy to go out? Or are we dreading being there? Because we're dreading being there. It's something we don't need to do. And we're only going to be as good as our weakest link. That's a coaching staff. That's, you know, the team itself. So I kind of gear myself more toward finding that weakest link and trying to cut that out before we get going.
My second question, I know that you're still focused on finding yourselves first and then focused on Cedar Bluff, but you still have a unique schedule. It's just the flip of last year. You get 3 of the first games on the road, 4 of your first 5 also on the road. How do you traverse that? I know it's not like collegiate where you're traveling hundreds of miles, but still a road game's a road game. How do you traverse that with your kids knowing that it'll be mid-September before you get to be in familiar territory at home?
That's a good question. And, you know, to answer that, I don't put a lot of stock into home games or away games. Never have. And when my stint at Summerville in Chattooga, Georgia, it was crazy because we played awful at home. We played great on the road. But it took me 3 or 4 years to figure out. That's because at home, there was a lot of family members there chewing on their tails, you know, and they loosened up and played better on the road. At Valleyhead with our kids, it doesn't seem to affect us whether we're on the bus or we're at home. So really, we don't put a whole lot of stock into how many games we've got at home, where the games are laid at. I guess the only thing for me is preparing the stadium back-to-back weeks and painting and that type of stuff. And it helps to have a few stretched out in a row where it's not home and away, where every other week you're having to redo fields and that type of stuff.
Well, Coach, I want to ask you this, and piggybacking off the schedule. Last year, the toughest part of the schedule was at the end of the year at Raglan and at Appalachian. Those were games y'all were in, but kind of sort of down the stretch, things didn't go your way. Well, yeah, I think when you get in those big region games late in the year, I think it's good to have those at home late in the season because these young men, they get tired, you know.
Sure.
I think early season travel really doesn't matter that much. But I want you to speak on that and talk about the region. You know, naturally last year, Appalachian, Spring Garden, Raglan, very good football teams. I don't think people realize how good this region was a year ago.
Yeah, I think there's quite a few teams in this region that would have made playoffs in Double A. Appalachian definitely is the front leader, in my opinion. I think they are returning enough players with a running back that they're going to be really good. But week in, week out, it's pretty tough for us. A lot of the teams we play, when they play out-of-region games, they play up. So they're accustomed to playing, that caliber of ball. But it's good to have those region games at the end of the year where they're sitting at home. So maybe we'll fare out a little better and the ball bounce our way. We dropped 2 games last year, the Raglan game and the Appalachian game, and we hadn't had trouble with snaps the entire year, actually, since I've been back at Valley Head. And in one game we had 4 or 5 had snaps, and they wasn't handled well. We say they were snaps, but when you go back and watch it, they hit our running back and quarterbacks pretty close to where we could have handled the ball, and we just didn't handle the ball. And then the other game, we had 3 bad punt snaps, I think it was, and we recovered our onside kick and didn't get that after the officials met for 15 minutes. So, though sometimes the ball's got to bounce your way in some of these games, and some years it does, some years it doesn't. And you just have to, take it in stride and move on, hopefully get a little better the next week. And we talk about that a lot. We really do. Just all we can control is going out, enjoying the game, and giving everything we got and representing, not just Valley Head, not just a community, but high school football in a whole, just representing what it stands for and doing the best we can do. So we not really worried. The ball's going to bounce whichever way it bounces. All we can do is do the best we can.
Coach, before Media Day started, you and I were talking out in the lobby and talking about how many years that you'd been doing this. And I think that's a neat story. You were a manager on the, 84 state championship team?
Yes, sir. That was back in the day when we actually had a true manager staff. I mean, I don't think we do that anymore. But now we took pride in it. And Phil will tell you that we had little things that happened after the game. And before the game, we swapped up cleaning the locker room and who got to carry balls. But I got on the bus, and I'm 51. I got on the bus in the 4th grade with Coach Jim Kirby and Mr. Phil there in that bunch. And I haven't missed a bus ride since the 4th grade. And that would either be coaching middle school ball for Coach Hobbsell at Jacksonville State, or being at Henderson State, or being a student coach at Jacksonville State, or wherever I'd been every year since the 4th grade. I've climbed on some type of football bus during football season. And so when you ask me how many years, I don't.
Hey, that's a great story.
And I moved around so much teaching, and I've been to all the same schools, but I've moved so much that I can't keep up with it no more either.
That's just a great story, Coach. We'll wrap it up this morning. A question for the players, and I'll have one for you. Guys, heading into this season, maybe individual goals you have for yourself and team goals, each one of you, if you'd speak on that.
Team goals are winning season, make playoffs, obviously, and personal goal is just to better myself at my position.
At the end of the day, it's a team game. You can put in your personal efforts to help the team. If everybody works together, I think we'll have a good year this year and make the playoffs, have a winning season.
Team goals is to have a winning season, make it to the playoffs. I'm gonna try to make it to the 3rd round. We haven't done that yet. Trying to make it to the 3rd round. Personal goals is to have a successful season, continue to get better, and I'm gonna try to rush for 1,000 yards again.
Like y'all have heard it before, we want to win in season. First, we at least want to make it to the 1st round playoffs. Always want to make it to the 3rd. That's another goal after you make it to the playoffs, and just maybe better myself in my position.
Team goals, just get into the playoffs, have a winning season. Personal goals, just know I did the best I could for myself and my teammates around me.
Okay, Coach, your turn. So your expectations, your goals for this year's Valley Head team.
Same thing. We want to win in season. We want to get in the playoffs. Once we get to that point, we can set another goal. The other goal is never reachable if we don't gain those 2. That's kind of what we've been doing for 4 years now. Since I've been back, that's really all we talk about. And the kids know that.
Thank you, guys. Good luck to Valley Head this season.
A brand new season of Fox 54's First Down Friday Night begins on Friday, August the 22nd on Fox 54 and the Fox 54 Plus app.